People they just went wild, to be honest. They just went wild with it. From the extravagant costumes of the Portuguese colonial masters now to what we're seeing, I mean, the wild hairdresses and bikinis. Somehow I think it lost its purpose. I mean, this is supposed to mark the beginning of Lent, and here you are seeing people being almost, I can't even say half naked, being naked literally. Because if you look at the pictures of those people, chai. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new, well, hello. Now do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get more updates about my newly updated videos. Now guys, today I just want to tell you about the Brazilian carnival. I know it's famous, some of you have seen it, some of you have not, but for those of you who haven't, well, let me just give you a sneak peek. Yeah, that's what it's about. Now, did you ever ask yourself what is the origin of the Brazilian festival? Why do they dress like that? And what are they celebrating anyway? Well, guess what? You don't need to bang your head thinking of what the reason could be. I'm just going to tell you right now. So the reason is because, well, first you need to know that the Brazilian carnival is held before Ash Wednesday. It's actually done to mark the beginning of Lent period, 40 days towards Easter. The origin of the carnival actually originated from Italy, which was held during the Roman Saturnalia festival in honor of the god Saturn that the Romans believed in during that time. Well, you might ask yourself, how did the carnival end up in Brazil? Well, it's because of the Portuguese colonists who had some take in also the Italian carnival. So when they came to Brazil and colonized it, they brought this culture along with them. So it traces, for Brazil, it traces back to the Portuguese colonialists. Now for them, when they did it, of course, it still had the same intention. It was to mark the beginning of the Lent period. And during that time, the Portuguese colonialists really just did it to parade their wealth. They used to put on extravagant clothes and wear the face masks, because face masks always had this connotation of mystery and just fine. So they used to do it and put on those very heavy costumes that the common man could not afford, but the general public was very fascinated by it and they just wanted to participate. Now, costumes from the time of the Portuguese colonial masters in Brazil up until the 1930s were very elaborate, with the masks and the costumes, and like I said, the common man wouldn't afford. So the popular costumes included doctors, the devil, skulls, death, a prince. They would literally dress up in all sorts of attires to just demonstrate whoever they wanted to. So in the 1930s, more people started to participate in the carnival, and then we got to see a shift in the costumes because the other costumes were very heavy and people couldn't afford them. So more designers started making clothing for the carnival, but with lighter material so the common man could afford. And over time, guess what? The clothes that they were making went on reducing in size and in height, so they started to become less, lighter and more shorter to what we're seeing right now. So over the decades, in Brazil, to be precise, in Rio, the carnival costumes took a different twist to be more sexy and more revealing. And by the 1950s, people used to put on colorful bikinis, but of course they were not as revealing as they are right now. Like I said, as years went by, the clothes just became skimpier and skimpier. And then of course they also introduced the wild headdresses that you can see. Yes, so people go wild on those things of all different types of colors, glitter, whatever you want you can make when it comes to the hairdresses. So that's where also that came from. People they just went wild, to be honest. They just went wild with it. From the extravagant costumes of the Portuguese colonial masters now to what we're seeing, I mean, with the wild hairdresses and bikinis. Somehow I think it lost its purpose. I mean, this is supposed to mark the beginning of Lent, and here you are seeing people being almost, I can't even say half naked, being naked literally. Because if you look at the pictures of those people, chai.
Categoria legal dos seus ancestrais, na voadora dos riquezas naturais. História
I don't even know how it marks the beginning of Lent. I mean, carnival itself is supposed to mean, okay, carnival itself means to do away with meat, so that's why they're doing this whole thing. But then, to do away with meat, and maybe they're just saying goodbye to meat during that time, but they're really too revealing, that's all I can say. But yeah, of course, I cannot talk about the Brazilian carnival or festival without talking about the samba schools. Now, the samba schools were introduced around the 1970s, and they are an organized group of people, usually about 5,000 people. So they wear the same attire and they practice their dance moves, so they're in sync, and they compete with other dance groups, so of course who are also in that range, that number 5,000, and they masquerade in the streets of Rio, you know, to see who's the best. However, also the samba schools also trace back to the African slaves who settled in Brazil, who brought their culture from West Africa and whatever, where they had the love for music and dance, and also because it was part of their culture when they were still in Africa. Different villages would parade and then they would dance and have competitions. So they took those cultures with them when they went to Brazil, and over time they started to interact with the locals in Brazil, and they told them of their culture, which they found very fascinating, and that's how the samba schools came about during the festival. So people just, you know, started doing that and incorporated it into the festival to make it an extravaganza, you know, to make it just a spectacular event. So that's where it all came from. And also in Italy, they still practice this. They still have the carnival to mark the beginning of the Lent period, and they still do it in a wild style, extravagant style. They're still a little bit more, I guess, more traditional. I don't think they go, well, they don't go all out like the Brazilians, but hey, they still have fun. And you know, at the end of the day, they have the reasons why they do it. If it works for them, I am not one to judge. All I pray for is they better not go in the streets naked. Now, of course, this festival attracts a lot of people worldwide. People literally just go to Brazil or Italy, Venice, whatever, when they know it's just going to be the beginning of Lent, because they know this festival will be taking place, and they just want to be mesmerized. Really, people put it on their to-do list, on their bucket list. I need to go to Brazil, I need to go to Rio to see these people parade around almost naked in the street dancing, as in they just want to have what they call nutrition, food, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and for those of you people who are very adventurous, you can try it. So some of you who are wild and adventurous, you can put in your bucket list, you can go check them out, and if it works for you, you can go again the next time. If it doesn't, at least you tried. So I just want to tell you guys about this very fascinating festival the Brazilians do, which I find very fascinating, and I won't lie, if I had an opportunity to be in Brazil during that time, I will. Yeah, I think I'll participate, but of course not in that attire, if you know what I mean. But I think it's great. I mean, it's different, and yeah, I mean, just give yourself a challenge. Just try different things in your life. You will actually be shocked that you might like so many things you thought you wouldn't like. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get more updates about my newly updated videos. And of course, I have so much more in store for you guys, so much to do with culture, so much to do with people's lifestyle and things that you know or maybe did know that I'll be telling you. I'll just be giving to you in a whole different package. Yeah, bye.